early in the morning trying to make a video about wrestling, taking my little one to school or something. Sorry. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Beast Mode. I don't know if I should go with DJ at this point. But my channel name is under. It's your boy DJ Dollar Bill. Anyway, we are talking that TNA Impact for May the 1st, 2014. And, to start the show, we had, even before the show actually, you had EY was going to defend his title. I was looking on the website. I don't think he typed like that or the music, but if music played and he was typing, that's what it sounded like. But I was looking at the website and it was like EY, Eric Young, Showtime, EY, I think it's his Twitter name, whatever. Anyway, he was going to defend his title tonight again after defending it at Sacrifice and after defending it like, what was it, 2 out of the last 3 weeks or something like that on Impact. I don't know if he defended it every week, I can't remember. But anyway, he was going to defend it tonight regardless. So I'm thinking, who's he going to defend it as? Because this was probably an hour or two before the show when I realized he was going to defend his title. I was like, well, who's going to be the contender? So when we first get to the Impact Zone broadcast, we're looking at it and we're like, they go to MVP's office. The camera goes to MVP's office. You see 3 men. You want to guess them? No? You know what? He's going to do. Okay. We got 3 men. We got Gunner, Anderson, and Bobby Roode. We got Gunner, Anderson, and Bobby Roode looking for that title shot. And, well, it was basically kind of like a small gauntlet type tournament thing between these 3 men where they drew cards. Yeah, they were playing cards at this point. They drew cards, and the 2 that get the lowest cards, they fight each other in the first round. Then Bobby Roode gets a bye. Well, Bobby Roode got the highest card, so he got the bye. So it's Gunner versus Anderson, and then whoever won that match faced Bobby Roode, and then whoever won that match would face Eric Young later on in that night. So I guess that was a cool way of doing it. I was actually more glad that they didn't do a okay, well, they didn't try to stretch it out over the next few weeks. I'm glad they did it all tonight. Because, I mean, if he wanted to be a fighting champion and they said there was going to be a championship match, then you would expect to see something like that, right? Expect to see everything happen in one night and all that. So this made for a packed show already because, not even knowing what was going to go on for the rest of the night, you already knew we're going to have a championship match, and we're already going to have, so we already have 3 matches booked on the card already, which is great. And as you can see with TNA, they're trying to establish a credible champion. They're trying to move away from the paper champion Magnus, which Magnus is pretty good in the ring when he actually wrestles. If you watch the match at Sacrifice, I felt as if it was one of Magnus's best matches I had seen in recent weeks because he actually did some actual moves and, couldn't really get disqualified because you can't really win the title that way, I don't think. But anyway, after that segment with MVP and the 3, how that rhyme, you see that? Making songs up in here. Oh, making songs up in here. Oh, anyway, we got Spud and that freaking suit. I don't even know. I was writing stuff down, and I'm like, what in the I don't even know how to describe the suit. It was so old. I mean, I freaking in love with Spud, dude. The suits he wears is just ridiculous. We'll get to Spud a little later. That was just the suit, just Spud striking again. Man, it's Spud is pretty great. If I can find a picture, I'll definitely put a picture of Spud's suit on there if I can find one this quickly. We got Anderson versus Gunner. And when I first saw this match, for some reason, my friend was in here watching it with me, and I was like, "What's going on? Why?" He was like, "Why are they fighting randomly?" Because he missed the first part, and I couldn't remember. Then I was like, "Oh yeah, they did the playing cards thing." So this was the first round, the number one contenders battle gauntlet type thing. I'm gonna call it a gauntlet. The number one contenders gauntlet. Kinda, it's kind of like that. I don't know. I don't know what to call it thing. But anyway, we got Anderson versus Gunner. To where what happened was Storm came out. I was actually surprised because I thought after the I Quit match the feud was over. And you know, you're thinking, well, Storm's gonna come and screw Gunner. But Storm actually kicked Anderson, and Gunner looked like he didn't know what was going on. So I guess I have no idea. I guess excuse me. I guess I was thinking that the Gunner Storm feud was still going, but then again, after he kicked Anderson, now I'm kind of like maybe they're gonna reform back into a tag team because he still has that briefcase. So I have no idea. And then after the match, like the way they cut to it, the way his face was, when there was a guy talking to Magnus, and the way his face was, I was like, wait, is that Gunner again? I was like, how did Gunner get over there? I was like, are they trying to tell me this is an Impact Live? They're trying to tell me it's tape. No. Because you know TNA gets criticism for being taped as well when they do tape their shows. I really don't pay that much attention to it, but but I was like, how did Gunner get back there so quickly? And then it was actually someone from Magnus's past. I guess it's a new TNA wrestler, which is great because anytime you can add to the roster, the TNA roster, TNA roster is kind of small at this point. So I'm hoping we get some new people. We got Nux coming. I'm pretty sure Nux is coming next week. We got this new guy. We got, who else do we have? I mean, we obviously got the new ones from they came from Lockdown, like Sonata and Tinker and Uno. So we getting some new people. I'm hoping we can get even some more new people. TNA's trying to push the young stars, seeing as the TNA originals aren't really signing back with them. So it would make sense for TNA to try to sign some young guys and try to push some new talent. My question is, where's Samoa Joe? I'm gonna get to that when I get to the title match, but I don't know. I mean, there was no even mention of Samoa Joe tonight, which was weird because I mean, at least before when he was gone, I hope he's not gonna leave too. Because I mean, I don't think he will. I think they're trying to push a storyline with this. Because I guess he's gonna turn heel soon, but I don't know. There was no even mention of Samoa Joe, which was weird, but I'll get to that when I get to the title match. So I mean, you gotta realize that you got this new talent. It's probably gonna feud with Magnus. It seems like. I don't know if they even said a name. I didn't catch his name. I couldn't hear it. And then by the time I turned the TV up, it was like pretty much over. So we got a new feud brewing between Magnus and this other guy. If you can tell me his name, man, it would be fabulous. If you can just leave it in the comment section or something. I just can't. I was looking for it. I was looking on Twitter. I was like, are they gonna make mention of him? They never made mention of him, but I don't know. So I guess there's a British feud going on. Some battle of the Brits here. I guess it would probably be even cooler if they did this type of match when they go back to the UK. I don't think they're going back till next year, but they might be going this summer. I can't remember if they're going this summer or not, but it would be nice if they could do this feud. Maybe not necessarily this feud, but do a match like this. See how the British crowd reacts to both Magnus and this newer guy. But next we had the EC3 versus Spud's sparring contest. I don't even know what this was. EC3 is you know, cutting his promo about being the American icon and everything. And good gracious, Spud is, he's like, he's like, yes, I'm gonna spar with someone who's a lion and he moves like a gazelle, and you obviously know that's gotta be Spud. And my friend and I were talking, and we were like, we can't wait till Spud just gets out of this jobber role or whatever. Like, I'm hoping they move Spud to the X Division too, because I mean, you think about how many X Division people we have. I mean, we have Zima, who's not even fighting in the X Division because with the Bromans. We got, you know, we got Zima, Sonata, Tigre Uno, Kenny King. I mean, that's like only 5 people. That's like that same as the freaking Knockouts division. I mean, and obviously anyone can move to the X division. And we got Aries as well, so one more than the obviously one more than the Knockouts division. But I'm hoping we can get something with the X division. I'm glad that I'm glad Sonata was on the show. I was actually before we got to the bromans, the, yeah, the bromans and the wolves match later on. Before we got to that, I was like, wait a minute. You know, I was like, is Sonata not gonna wrestle tonight? I mean, Sonata's a young star. I mean, Sonata's freaking great in the ring, so I'm excited to see him every week. I want to see him every week. I'm not saying I want to see him defend the title every week, because you know it's kind of hard to believe that that there's a chance they may lose every week. It really doesn't matter who they fight. I'll talk about that more when I get to the Eric Young title match at the end. I can't give away can't give away who is fighting him at the end. But we had the sparring contest thing. I don't know what you call this here, but EC3 versus Spud, and Spud was getting the face chant in this one, which was great. Freaking, you know, you could see EC3 was just playing around with Spud, man. EC3 was like just slapping him in the head, doing a little, just messing around with Spud, and then Spud would just like give him all the praise and everything. But I don't know if you guys could hear that, but the news is letting me know some things here. But you got, who is it? EC3 and Spud. We're going back to the sparring contest, and oh man, Spud. I just can't wait till Spud, you know, becomes a serious competitor as well. Though it would be nice to see, especially with TNA pushing the young guys. Be excited. Be excited. Angle comes out and then like the middle of whatever this was. They may have stopped. I can't remember if they stopped or not. But Angle comes out in the freaking around the end of this sparring thing. I guess it wasn't even sparring. I don't even. God, Angle comes out, and I don't know if you guys saw what Spud was wearing though. He had like he had the one piece wrestling tights or whatever. I can't think of what they're called. But he had the one piece like Kurt Angle wears. He had Spud across the middle, like Spud going across it, and then he had the bow tie on obviously because he can't. I'm pretty sure he had headgear on too, which was great. But I'm excited about this EC3 Angle feud. If you heard me talk last time in my last episode when I was reviewing Sacrifice, if you heard me talk about Sacrifice, then you would know I'm excited about this EC3 Angle feud because, you know, I'm excited to see a submission match because, you know, obviously with the patented leg lock, the patented leg lock and the angle lock. Do they call it ankle lock now? I think they call it ankle lock. But you got the ankle lock and the Patriot lock. I mean, not the Patriot lock, but the ankle lock and the leg lock. I'm really hoping that a submission match comes out of this. I mean, that was pretty much just kind of like a promo. It wasn't a match per se. They were just kind of messing around. It was to get pretty much to hype the EC3 Angle feud. And we actually found out that they would fight next week. They're going to fight next week, so that's going to be fun to see. And, you know, EC3's never been pinned, never submitted. So, going to look to keep that undefeated streak alive. Next, we got the Rude versus Gunner. The winner of this match will become the #1 contender for this, for the world title, which the match would happen later on tonight. I was actually thinking, is it smarter for Gunner to win this match? I mean, we obviously know Bobby Roode is one of the best in TNA, but considering they were trying to push Gunner before, you would think it may have been smarter for him to win this match, get a chance to go against the champion and show what he's got against the champion. But he didn't end up winning this match. Bobby Roode ended up winning this match, and he would face Eric Young later on, the Battle of the Canadians. They know each other so well, you know, and all of that. So see how that goes later on. Next, we got a Dixie Carter promo. Please don't turn the podcast on because you heard the Dixie Carter name. Like, don't do it to me. Don't. I'm sorry. It was in the show. I can't help it. Okay. People just turn it completely off. The fans are getting over for put her through a table because they want her to go through a table. And I was thinking, dude, if I see a woman go through a table, it's gonna take me back to oh my god, like ECW, even like WWE Attitude Era. Like, it's gonna take me back a long time. I mean, you don't even see that. They don't even come close to that anymore. I mean, just to see Bully Ray even set her up for a freaking power bomb was like, huh? But then again, you gotta remember that TNA isn't PG programming as WWE is, so they still can push the envelope a little bit. I mean, they could still put it through a table. I don't really know if that's gonna happen. I mean, excuse me, I really don't think he's gonna put her through a table anytime soon. I couldn't see it happening. I mean, it would be something to see because, you know, we haven't seen anything even close to this in a while. You know, anytime any man touches a woman as far as hurting her goes, it's pretty inadvertent in wrestling these days. You don't see power drop. You barely see power drivers in wrestling anyway, but you don't see the Bully Ray power driver through a table anymore. So we'll see what happens with this Dixie situation. Dixie said the Twitter machine, and I was like, what? Dixie was like, you can get on your Twitter machine. I'm like, what is a Twitter machine? Like, what? I don't even understand. And I was thinking about it. Hypothetically, if Dixie goes through a table, put her through a table, put her through a table. You know, if Dixie goes through a table, is she like gone? Like is she gonna finally like be gone? Like MVP's gonna be like, you know what? Just put her through the table so she can get out of the impact zone. But actually, speaking of MVP, we actually saw he was about to powerbomb her through a table. You would think, what Bully does. Boo! I don't really know what he says when he does that. But woo! I mean, he raises the hand. He's about to put her through it. But MVP comes out and he's like, I'm tired of this personal vendetta. He almost cussed, which he could have. It's, you know, once again, but it kind of helped. It made the crowd pop a little bit though. That he kind of held it back. But he said that they are barred from the impact zone. So, and my question for you guys is, where is this barred from the impact zone going to go? Because as you later see, MVP finds Bully Ray, and he's like, why are you in my business? Oh, God, that Triple H. But he's like, you know, why are you in my business? Bully Ray was saying, he's like, I just have to do my job as director of wrestling operations and all that. And he's like, I have I have to control what goes on in this building, but I don't have to control what I have no control of what happens outside this building. So we're gonna see a parking lot brawl. Excuse me, we're gonna see a parking lot brawl between Dixie Carter and now really, you're probably gonna get me for false advertising, but you're gonna see that parking lot brawl coming soon. To the Impact Zone. Coming soon, parking lot brawl. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, I believe. But so get ready for the parking lot brawl. It's at Slamversary. Not really. I am interested on where this is gonna go though, because obviously with them being banded from the Impact Zone, to see what's gonna happen with them outside the Impact Zone will be interesting. Bully Ray said he's gonna do the only thing he can do, which is go to Nashville, Tennessee. So you have the Willow versus Storm match, and you have the Twist of Fate Stunner, which I am in love with at this point. And actually, Willow ends up winning by DQ because Storm pushed the referee. I was thinking Storm was gonna like hit the referee with that broken. He had the beer bottle. He drank all the beer, and then he pushed the referee, and the referee like disqualified him. So referee wasn't having any of that. Referee said, "I'm in control." So Willow wins by DQ, but Willow hit James Storm with the umbrella, and he's backing up the ramp, and Mr. Anderson is behind him. So I'm thinking we may see a Storm Anderson feud. Maybe. I mean, obviously this Impact was about building new feuds, either building off the ones they already have or building new feuds. And obviously with Samuel Shaw being committed and them probably doing something crazy with him. So when he comes, so I mean, I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to make you forget about a couple of things. They want you to forget about Samuel Shaw, not necessarily forget about him, but they're taking him out of the equation. They want you to forget about Samuel Shaw. They want you to forget about Samuel Shaw Anderson. They want you to forget about James Storm and Gunner. And they want you to forget about that Feast of Fire case that James Storm still has. Because they've said as much about that James Storm. They've said as much about that James Storm Feast of Fire case as they said about Samoa Joe tonight. They haven't even mentioned the thing, so I take it they're trying to sneak it up on us at some point. So they're probably gonna send me a tweet, be like, "Don't talk about it. No one's supposed to know." But I'm hoping it just doesn't like disappear. Like the case just disappears. He doesn't have a shot anymore, even though he won that case. It just disappears. But so this might be the start of a Storm Anderson feud, at least until Samuel Shaw gets repackaged. Because I feel like if Samuel Shaw gets repackaged, he's gonna come back after Anderson, maybe, or he's just gonna be like, "Anderson, I'm just so sorry, Christy. I'm just so sorry." I don't know what's gonna happen with Shaw. I'm really interested to see what the whole committed aspect is gonna do to him. But Willow did win that match by DQ. There's a lot of matches on this card. I was actually kind of surprised at the amount of matches that were actually on the card. So we had the Bromans, which was Zima, Jesse, and Robbie E versus the Wolves and Sonata. So the 3-on-3 tag team match. And the Bromans pretty much all night had me cracking up. They're like, "We only lost the title because we were at a disadvantage. It was 3-on-2. Obviously, they had a 3-on-2 advantage, but they kept trying to turn it like them having a 3-on-2 advantage was the disadvantage. It was great. They were confused the entire night. But I actually came up with an idea through this match. You know, it was the Bromans and the Wolves, and I take it they're gonna continue that feud because there's not many tag teams to have to really worry about contending at this point. But so I guess they're gonna continue that feud at least until Slammiversary. But we have Sonata and we have Zima Ion in the same ring, and I'm like, Sonata versus Zima Ion. I hope so because I love Zima Ion. Like when he was the X Division champion when he first debuted, like I love Zima Ion, the hairspray, everything, and DJ Zima now, you're in the mix with that young go hard. Like it's great, dude. I'm hoping Zima Ion returns to the X Division and goes against Sonata for the championship because I think they could work really well together and put on some good matches. Next we have the Beautiful People thing. They're like we're gonna strip, and then they play the music. I don't remember the stripping music right now. I'm struggling right now. It's early in the morning, guys. I don't remember that typical like stripping music you would like. You'd be in school and people would be like faking like they're gonna strip and they would play they would beatbox the music. I can't even remember the music at this point. It's a struggle right now, it's definitely a struggle. But we got the Beautiful People thing, and all I could think about was every time I see the Beautiful People, every time I see a combination of the Beautiful People and Gail Kim and the other and Madison Rain as well, I'm either thinking one, push Brittany because I want to see something new in this Knockouts division, or two, where in the world is ODB? She's tweeting all the time, but she's never on the show. Like I miss ODB. Like she brings something different to the freaking Knockouts division. I wish they would do something with her, dude. Like I know obviously Brittany's gonna probably get a push sometime soon, especially considering she's actually getting on the show at this point. But I'm hoping ODB comes back at some point. They have like a 5. If you add in ODB to the freaking roster of knockouts that they have like the same amount as the X division. Like those are two of the divisions that need to be not necessarily revamped, but they need people added to them. Let's be honest, they need people because you have what I think 6 knockouts. On the Impact Wrestling website, Terry Terrell is still on there, and she hasn't been on TV in years. So, at least Impact Wrestling TV in years. So, it's probably 6 people, and so is the X Division. So I'm hoping, if we add Zima back in there, and we get Zima and Spud and Aries, we get them back in the mix with that young go hard. But if we get them back in the mix, we'll be good, bro. So pretty much, you had the strip thing, whatever this was, and yeah, it was enough. You had the strip thing, and they're like, "You think we're gonna strip for you? We're gonna show." No, they actually said, "You think we're gonna show off our goodies?" And I couldn't contain myself when she said goodies, because I was like, "What? What are you, like, a young schoolgirl?" Like, what? Anyway, like, I'm like, what? To me, anyway. But basically, Gail Kim comes out. Angelina Love is obviously the best, as she says, and Gail Kim's like, "No, you're not. I'm better than you. I am better than you." So Gail Kim, obviously trying to take that title away from Angelina Love. And as the Beautiful People are retreating, because Gail Kim was about to beat that butt, pretty much the Beautiful People are retreating, and they run into Brittany and Madison Rain, and they get stripped anyway. So, pretty much what happened in the Beautiful People thing. Next, we got the title match, EY versus Bobby Roode. I thought this was a pretty good match. I like anything with EY in it. I'm, you know, it's kind of hard to think EY is gonna lose on Impact Wrestling. I know he won on Impact Wrestling, he won on a regular broadcast, but it's kind of hard for me to believe, no matter who he faces. I mean, I could see him losing to Joe, but considering we're not hearing anything about Joe, can he lose to Joe? Joe's not on the broadcast? No. But, I mean, I was thinking about, potential feuds for EY. Obviously, Samoa Joe. He'll probably be the first one. I'm hoping he's the first one. I mean, he's been in line for a title shot for the last, 2 months and hasn't really gotten a fair shot yet. So, hoping Joe comes back. Joe's probably going to, when Joe does come back, he'll probably come back as a heel. And maybe Nation of Violence. I hope it's not the Nation of Violence again. Has that freaking face paint looking like freaking Tensai. Like, oh god, don't make him look like Tensai. Freaking, we'll have tons of funk too in TNA. No, let's not do that. I mean, potential feuds for EY though. I mean, the two main ones I'm thinking about is, well, I guess three main ones. I mean, you got Magnus. You got an actual feud between Magnus and EY. There really was no feud before between Magnus and EY. It was just EY got his shot and EY won. So there was really no feud to it. So I guess you could actually have a feud between Magnus and EY, or you could do, Gunner and EY. I feel like EY is probably going to be more over than Gunner, but I feel like you would maybe need to turn Gunner heel. So maybe what could happen is you would have Gunner join forces with James Storm and turn heel, pretty much. I think he'd get a better heel pop than he gets as a face pop. So I think you could have him not turn on James Storm, but join back forces with James Storm. They use the Feast of Fire case. I don't know if I would say they don't win the titles because the Wolves just got them. So they don't end up winning the titles, but Gunner basically turns heel. It sets him up for a title shot in the future because they're obviously, looks like they're trying to push Gunner, but you never know. And then obviously you got Samoa Joe, who has been lying in wait pretty much to get his title shot fairly for a while. So, maybe we'll see like a three-way feud. That'd be cool. You saw like a three-way feud between Magnus, Joe, and EY. That would be cool, So those are the three particular feuds I'm thinking of. If you have any feuds you're thinking of and you're like, what about this one? Then, throw it at me. I don't care. Response video, comment. I don't care. Just let me know. Let me know what you guys think in Twitter, Facebook, the Twitter machine. Let me know on that young Twitter machine. But I mean, EY obviously won this match. They're trying to promote next week's Impact. So we have a ladder tag team match for the tag team titles with the Bromans and the Wolves next week. It's not 3-on-2. I don't think they didn't say it was 3-on-2. So we got a ladder tag team match between the Wolves and the Bromans next week. So we'll see what that. So TNA is really, I feel like TNA is doing really good with. It's not necessarily. Well, I guess more. They do good at promoting the next week's show, but they also, have. They're good with having big matches, like having at least one big match per week, if you think about it. So, and I'm glad TNA. I feel like TNA is improving. I feel like since the Hogan Bischoff era, which I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Eric Bischoff, and I like Hulk Hogan and all, but I feel like it wasn't really the same when they came in, and I'll obviously talk about that in another video, but I really think TNA is doing good with promoting the next show, and they're trying to promote one night only. So You know, this show was mainly about establishing new feuds. You know, I guess trying to make you forget about some of the old ones, and then maybe they reappear later on, like Samuel Shaw, Pimp Shaw, the Mac Daddy Sam Shaw, baby. I don't know, but guys, I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed the second episode of the ICW. No, what? The Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Peace.